Okay, so it seems to say that we are live and we are here. Just for anybody who is in the 11 Plus Journey group, if you can see us or hear us, please let me know. It is really useful. I won't really start until somebody has either liked or commented to let me know that they can hear me. If you're watching this on replay, can you just give us a little hashtag replay or a comment to let us know? Again, the admins are always looking at the comments to these videos, so just if you can let us know that you're there. If you've got any questions, do feel free to ask them. Perfect. So I think I can see a couple of people who are here. Oop. I'm not certain if people can see me.
I can't see your video.
Often happens. Oh, there we are. Yep, that's all right. Okay. Oh, somebody is here though. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
What's going to happen? You can hear me. Oh, that's important. You don't need to see my face.
I can see you again.
Perfect. All right. Perfect. So we are here, and I am here with Camilla from Wordier.
Hello.
Hi there. Thanks for joining.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
We are going to play Just a Minute. And Just a Minute is a kind of a 1 minute question and answer for everybody to get to know a little bit more about our resource providers. And what I'm going to do is, just before I start, I'm just going to drop my camera because it seems to be causing a little bit of delay. So hopefully everyone can still hear me, even if you can't see me. All right, brilliant. So if you are ready, Camilla, are we ready to go?
Yeah.
I'll turn it back on for the timer.
Okay,
perfect.
Let's go.
All right, perfect. So the first question is, what is your product and who is it aimed at? Off you go.
Okay, so Wordier, we provide a whole range of vocabulary resources of different types. So we have weekly vocabulary courses live online for children in years 4 and 5. We have flashcards. This is just a few of our illustrated flashcards. So all of those have pictures on them, example sentences, definitions, and synonyms, collocations. We have a workbook, illustrated workbook. So we've got some pictures in there. I'll show you here. Workbook with closed tests, synonym exercises, revision exercises, and we have card games, and the card games are purely to be played for fun. They're not for revision purposes and sitting down and learning them. However, when you play them several times, then you automatically learn the words, you learn the synonyms, and it's all absorbed. And we have an on-demand course, I'll say that as well. Okay.
Perfect. All right, and just so I can get a little bit more about those cards, what are they? Are they in different sets? Tell me a little bit more about them.
Yeah, so the cards, we have one set out at the moment, which is 75 cards, all of them illustrated. They're aimed primarily at year 5. I know a lot of the year 4s have them, and some of our year 5 pupils, their year 3 siblings, have been having a look just because they're bright and colourful and attractive. And I have just finished yesterday the next deck of cards. So we're checking that at the moment, and that's going to come out in digital form, hopefully by the end of this week. And then we'll bring it out in hard copy soon as well. The existing flashcards also come in digital form with the purchase. So you can practice online with games, and you can do them with the physical product.
Brilliant. All right, on to our second question.
Okay.
What problem do your resources solve? What is unique about them?
Okay, so firstly, what I think is unique is that they're written by a tutor. So I have been tutoring for going on for 15 years now. I was a grammar school student myself as well. I've been tutoring for the 11 plus. And so not only have I taken commonly used words in the English language and looked at official lists for that. But I've combined that with my experience in teaching vocabulary for years with the students. So when we've done comprehension passages in the last few years, I'm making little notes about the words that come up all the time that I'm always having to explain to the pupils. So the words in these packs are really high frequency words that I know will help with comprehension passages, and they help with the new comprehension passages that we do with the children. What's also unique is that they are very, very much research-based. So we use images because that helps with memory, etymology. I'm nearly running out. I'm going to go over a little bit, I think. So etymology, teaching children about how the words are formed, because that helps them to decode new words, and that's in the research about vocab and how to teach vocabulary effectively. There's repetition in there, which is really important, and the resources, even the paper resources, are made to be interactive in some way, because that really, really helps with retention as well.
All right. Straight on to the next one then. How does it help children, tutors, parents? You can pick one of those, you can pick all of those, but you've got a minute to do it in.
Okay, so most of our resources are made for use at home. So the live classes, I know not only do they really help children in terms of making vocabulary fun, the children look forward to the classes, they ask their parents to rebook. So that keeps them engaged, which is great, and keeps them learning lots. For parents, especially parents that aren't so confident with their English, maybe they speak English as a second language, it really takes that burden of vocab learning off them, and they know that they've got an expert running through it, revising and doing that with their child. If you're looking at the resources like the flashcards and the books, then that also makes it easier for parents. You're not having to find a word list from somewhere and then make the flashcards at home and do all of that sort of thing. It just makes it easy. You can go through from beginning to end, and you know that you've got things covered. The other way that it helps children is that it not only helps with vocab questions and verbal reasoning, but learning vocabulary also helps with comprehension.
Perfect. All right, that's what we say in the well words. It's many different avenues.
Yes, it has such a knock-on effect. That's why I love doing vocab, because it helps with so many bits and bobs.
So that kind of goes into this one. So your resources, your vocab cards and books, are they 11 plus specific, or do they cover a broader area?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they've been made with 11 plus children in mind. Some of the resources have 11 plus on them. So they are made with year 5s in mind, and year 4s of the time as well. But like we said, learning vocabulary helps so much with comprehension. Like, it doesn't matter if the children are doing an 11 plus exam, it's always beneficial to learn vocabulary. So I have children in years 8 and 9 that often don't know the words that are in the Wordier materials. So I will use those resources with secondary school children as well. The words come up in the comprehension passages that they're doing. So although it's made with the 11 plus in mind, I think it definitely can cover a broader age range and other subjects as well.
Perfect. All right. Miranda. So what other resources would you recommend? Obviously, it's there's a list, but let us know what ones. Yeah, what ones would you use?
Yeah. So AE Tuition, they bought out a company called IPS Publishing a little while ago, who did some really good reasoning books, practice papers, verbal and non-verbal reasoning. So I really like their papers. They're a little bit different to what you find generally on the market. And then the other thing that I thought parents may not know about, and even tutors, is we really like fraction circles. I should have got these out beforehand. But we use these foam fraction circles, and they're split into like halves, quarters, eighths, and everything. And even for year 5 students, even sometimes with the secondary school students, I will get the fraction circles out to help them to visualize a word problem and to teach the basics of fractions. So that's one resource that I think is really nice and unique. And if anyone has younger children, we really like Numicon, which is physical number resources as well.
Perfect. Yeah, those fraction circles. I think I used something like that in school. I know that lots of people use that kind of thing in school, or Lego kind of versions as well? We've got questionnaires.
We like the circle versions rather than the longer ones for visualization purposes, because you can see how big or small it is. But once we got them, we don't know how we live without them. So they're nice resource for home. The kids ask for them for Christmas once they've seen them in class. So you can pass it off as a very generous gift.
Perfect. All right. Your top tips. So it could be year 4, 5, 6. It could be year 6. They're coming up to kind of exams. But what are your top tips for parents who are preparing?
Yeah. So for younger children, start early, little and often. That will definitely ease the pressure along the line. Make sure that your child is good at the basics. I think a lot of parents get distracted with higher level stuff, and they should be doing algebra and they should be doing all this when they haven't actually perfected the basics. If they're good at that stuff and they have some problem solving ability, then they can get really far, and you don't need to panic so much about the top level stuff. You'll get to that as long as they're good with the foundation work. And the other thing was doing some things that are outside of 11 plus prep, so not traditional 11 plus prep, puzzle books, games like Scrabble. We really like Mastermind for like logic skills and that sort of thing. Doing bits like that, your child will have fun, it'll be bonding, they won't realize that they're learning, but that will help to make them a really good all-rounder for the 11 plus.
Perfect. Brilliant. Just on time.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is just to let our viewers and our readers know, what are you working on now? Give us a sneak peek.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're working on that second deck of flashcards because I've had lots of people asking me about more of them. So that is nearly ready. And I am also working on new live class material. So we have classes next week, and then we've got, so those are written, but we'll have more courses in September. So I'll be coming up with more themes for the classes, more activity sheets and everything to get those ready. That's pretty much it.
All right. So flashcards in terms of resources, online classes in terms of kind of tuition side.
Yes, those live classes each week for vocab.
Okay. And then the last question that I ask is always quiz related. And Camilla didn't see this until about 2 minutes ago. None of our interviewees do. So this one is a bit of an old school, because I'm running out of quiz shows at the moment. But if you were to go on Family Fortunes, who would you take with you and why?
Okay, so I come from a family of game haters. I love a board game or a quiz show or something, and I'm the only one, and no one will ever play Monopoly with me because they all hate board games. And I'm an only child. I don't have any siblings that were like my age. So, Family Fortunes, I would be in trouble because everyone would refuse to go on with me. So I would need to call some friends. I have a friend that I went to Newstead with, so that's a grammar school in Kent. And because like Newstead, it tests reasoning, like verbal reasoning and non-verbal reasoning stuff. So she's got quite a good set of like, reasoning skills and thinking outside the box and that sort of thing. So I would probably call her, and then maybe a childhood friend of mine who is good at like sports and that sort of thing to round out my team.
So your Family Fortunes team would have no family on it whatsoever.
0 family members. If I rely on them, I'll be on my own.
Oh dear. Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you ever so much, Camilla, for coming on. And now is the time to tell our watchers and our listeners, where can they find you, and how can we search for you on all the social medias?
Yeah. So Wordier, we are at wordier.online, nothing else, just .online. There's the shop there. You can sign up for courses there. Our next course starts on Monday, and we've still got a few places for that. And that is just £35 for 6 sessions for the live vocabulary course. So you can get all the resources on there. I have another company, tutoring company called Kin Learning. And on the Kin Learning YouTube channel, you can also find the Wordier materials and videos for maths and that sort of thing as well. So search for Kin Learning on YouTube, kinlearning.com for 11 plus tuition, and wordier.online for anything vocabulary related. Got some blog posts on there as well.
Brilliant. All right. Obviously, each time I come on here, I have to say thank you to Summer for letting us come on. And apologies last week. Or 2 weeks ago, we couldn't make it. It was entirely my fault. I dropped an important piece of equipment, and I had to go and have a screen replacement. So we're back. We have another Just a Minute happening tomorrow. Which I'm quite nervous about because it's going to be focusing on me. But if you are a resource provider, you want to be here and you think, I can do that, and I've got something that I know the 11 Plus Journey parents would like to hear about, then drop us an email at 11plusjourney@gmail.com. But thank you very much, Camilla. That is all for this evening. Thank you, everybody who's watching us, or indeed who's watching us on replay. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Bye.